I want to talk real quick about taking pleas. Once you take a plea in criminal court, that's it. That's the case. If you plead guilty, you're saying you did it. A guilty plea is me admitting that I did it. Now, between me and you and between the people who know you, whether you actually did it, that's a different matter. But once you take a plea, it's saying that I plead guilty to this crime. I am taking credit for this crime. I am admitting to this crime. So going forward, that crime is on your record. So years later, if you pick up another case and your attorney is talking to you and he says, okay, you have criminal history. Yeah, I pled guilty to something a couple years ago, but I just did it because blah, blah, blah. The blah, blah, blah doesn't matter. We're just trying to figure out, do you have criminal history? Because we're asking that from the standpoint of how the judge is going to look at it, how the prosecution is going to look at it, as a way of deciding your bond on your new case, or as a way of deciding if they should recommend a harsher sentence for you since you already have pled guilty to something before. You're not going to get the benefit of the doubt of you just took a plea to get out of jail. None of that matters. Once you plea, you just become somebody on paper with a criminal history, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You pleading and saying, I did it. Now, there's a variety of reasons why people take pleas. And I'm not going to talk about all of that today, but there's reasons why people do it. But just understand, part of taking that plea is saying, I did it, I admit to it. So going forward, that's on your record. The why you did it or the reason you did it, when you're looking at a new case down the line, years from now, that's not as relevant to the attorney for the most part as to, do you have a criminal history? Or to the judge. The judge is not going to care that, oh, well, I did it because this, and this. They're not going to care about this, and this. They're just going to see the record. They're going to see that you took the plea. It's kind of a harsh reality, but it's the truth. So any plea you take, any agreement you take, and sometimes people plead because it's a reduction. Sometimes people plead from a 3rd degree felony to a misdemeanor or something, right? But just understand, once you do that, that's part of your record, okay? That's part of your record. It's part of who you are. Now, in some situations, you might be able to get that sealed on off your record in some form or fashion. But just right now, speaking in general terms, once you take a plea, that's you admitting that it happened. So going forward, the blah, 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 or I only did it because of blah, 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 none of that don't matter. That don't matter, okay? Did you plead? Yes. Okay, it's on your record now. And the prosecution and the judges going forward will look at that and say, okay, he pled guilty to this. He's been convicted of this. That's part of your record now.